Hello everyone, good morning dear students. I'm Miss Hanadi Hassan, an English teacher at the Sheikh Saad High School. Today I'll be working with you on a grade 9 curriculum. Before we start, I'd like to thank Ms. Ula Al-Mu'i, the English language coordinator at Tartus Directorate, as well as Ms. Lilian Ali, the head of the educational platform, and all the staff here. Now, let's get started with module 1, about make a difference, how to make a change, how to make a positive effect on the world or on society. This module has 2 units. Unit number 1, work together to make it better. Unit number 2, about creativity and initiatives. We are going today to start with unit number 1, how to work together to make it better. This implies to work in a team, in a group, since the group effort is greater than the individual effort. Since all the people together can share different experience, different skills to build a positive society, a positive world. Okay, before we start, here we have unit plan. The first section, listening, a boy talking about his experience with a scout group, speaking about the jobs, reading a text about a teacher and her different class, vocabulary, using keywords in different contexts, grammar, revision of present simple and present progressive, pronunciation, short and long vowel A, writing, ordering parts of a paragraphs about volunteering. So this is the unit plan. Now we start with the reading section. We will read the text, then do the task below the text. Okay, here we have a pictures of a teacher who is the world's best teacher in the world. We will see in the text how became a perfect teacher, what did she use, how did she make her class different. So here we have a different class, a text about Hanan al-Hurub. Hanan al-Hurub was a poorly paid teacher in the West Bank. Then she won the $1 million Global Teacher Prize. The committee praised Mrs. al-Hurub's play and learn method, which she still employs. Besides her clown outfits, Mrs. al-Hurub uses balloons, hula hoops, toy cars, and puppets to explain her lessons. Her aim is to make the classroom a calm and fun place where children can forget about the struggle of daily life and open their minds. We play first, and when we play, we learn, she said. The kids don't even realize they are learning. In addition to the toys and balloons, which she pays for with her own money, she uses videos and even PowerPoint in the classroom. For the first month of a new school year, her 8-year-old pupils may not even see an exercise book. Parents often refuse the focus on play. That soon it changes. Mrs. Hurub says, when they realize that her methods improve behavior, especially in troubled kids, and academic results. She also sees as her duty to build their characters. No to violence is a motto in her classes. Mrs. Al-Hurub plans to establish her own foundation and use some of her winnings to train other teachers to follow her approach. It's worth mentioning that Mrs. Al-Hurub's dream was to be a doctor, but failing to do so did not prevent her from being a special person who could make a difference. So, Mrs. Al-Hurub uses play and learn method. She uses toys, games, creative activities to create a safe, enjoyable classroom where the students can improve their behavior, forget about the struggle and the stress of daily life, and they improve their learning. Of course, at the beginning, their parents refuse the method, the playing method, but that soon it changes. Since that, okay, they see how the children improve their behavior. Hanan Al-Hurub has, okay, a value in her life, that no to violence in her class. In the future, she hopes, she aims to establish her own foundation to train other teachers. And we see, although she failed to be a doctor, but that, okay, didn't prevent her from being a successful teacher, okay, who makes a big and positive difference in her life. Now, after we have, okay, we read this text and give you a short brief of the main ideas, we go to questions. We have multiple choices, A, B, C, or D. The first sentence, Hanan Al-Hurub's teaching method was read and write, listen and speak, talk and sing, play and learn. Of course, as the text suggests, play and learn. Number 2, she teaches in an elementary school, secondary school, high school, university. Of course, since she teaches children, kids, so elementary school. 3, Mrs. Al-Hurub first wanted to become, her first dream was to become a teacher, a nurse, a doctor, a manager. Of course, a doctor. But she didn't, okay, achieve that. She became a successful teacher and made a difference in her life. Now here we have some true and false sentences. The first sentence, when the kids play and learn, they don't even realize they are learning. That's true according to the text. Number 2, the school pays for the toys and balloons she uses. Of course, that's false. Hanan Al-Hurub pays for the toys, the games that she uses in her class with her own money. Number 3, Mrs. Al-Hurub aims to establish her own hospital. Of course, that's false, since she didn't become a doctor, she became a teacher. She wants, she hopes, aims to establish her own foundation to train other teachers. So, this is the questions about the text. We come to vocabulary section. We start by the keywords. Here we have definitions, the meanings, explanation, and we should use a word that match with each definition. Number 1, a group of people chosen to make decisions. Struggle, committee, outfit, violence. Of course, it's committee. We have committee, it's a group of people. Number 2, to express approval, love, or admiration for something, employ, improve, establish, or praise. Of course, praise, something positive. Number 3, to make use of something, employ, praise, prevent, pay, it's employ. 4, a set of clothes that you wear together, committee, struggle, outfit, violence, of course it's outfit. 5, something that is difficult for you to achieve. You work hard, you try hard to achieve it. Violence, committee, outfit, struggle, of course, struggle. Number 6, the use of physical force to harm someone, to cause to this person harm, struggle, violence, behavior or difference. Of course, violence, it's something negative. So these are the keywords, definitions, and the word that match with each one, each definition. Now here we have some sentences. We should choose the correct word. Number 1, the teacher began to the students for their excellent work. So since the students did something positive, what did the teacher do? Realize, struggle, employ, praise. Of course, it's praise. We see that to praise, it means to express love, approval, admiration for something good. Number 2, an act of caused the window to be broken. Outfit, method, violence, duty. Of course, the window caused to be broken, so it's violence. Something negative. Number 3, the artist had to a hammer to open his paint cans. To pay, to win, to explain, or employ. Of course, the correct answer is to employ. It means to use. Number 4, she was wearing a splendid, wearing something, behavior, outfit, committee, or minds. Of course, the correct answer is committee. The last sentence is, his against cancer lasted for 2 years. Struggle, his aim, puppets. We have puppets and difference. Of course, his struggle against cancer lasted for 2 years. In the exam, you will have, okay, the same samples, okay, to choose A, B, C, or D. Now, we move to the workbook, and we have another reading text. Here we have a picture about, okay, the story of the tomato man. We will see how this man was rejected to be a cleaner at Microsoft. But this doesn't prevent him from working hard. He sells tomatoes and becomes super rich. Now, in the story, we will see how. Okay, so here the text. I'm going to read it, then give you short brief of the main ideas. So from Microsoft to tomatoes. One day, an unemployed man went to apply for a job with Microsoft as a cleaner. The manager said, "Let me have your email address so that I can send you a form to complete and tell you when you can start." The man said that he had no computer or email address. The manager, "Well, then that means that you virtually don't exist. and therefore can't be employed. The man looked at the last 10 pounds in his wallet and thought of buying tomatoes in bulk. Within less than 2 hours, he sold all the tomatoes at 100% profit. Repeating that process several times that day, he ended up with almost 100 pounds before going to sleep that night. Getting up early every day and going to bed late, he multiplied his profits quickly. After a short time, he bought a cart to transport several dozen boxes of tomatoes. By the end of the second year, he became the owner of a fleet of trucks and the manager of a staff of 100 former unemployed people, all selling tomatoes. Planning for the future of his wife and the children, he decided to buy life insurance. An advisor asked him for his email address in order to send the final documents electronically. When the man replied that he has no email, the advisor felt astonished and said, "How did you make such a wealth without internet and email? Just imagine where you would be now if you had been connected to the internet from the very start." After a moment of thought, the tomato millionaire replied, "I would be a floor cleaner at Microsoft." Even with the lack of technology, with determination and the required skill, one can make a difference. So this is the text. Okay, we see that this man went to apply for a job at Microsoft and he was rejected. So he uses the last 10 pounds that he has and buys tomatoes in bulk. Then, he sells a lot of them, buys a lot of them for a profit. He works hard, repeating that process several times and increases his earnings. Increases his earnings. We see that after a short time, he owns a fleet of trucks and employs a lot of former unemployed people. So we see that the message of this story, that with determination, with effort, with hard work, with the practical skills, a person can make a difference, can be successful, even without modern technology. Now we have choices A, B, C, D. According to the text, you should choose the correct answer. Number 1, the man applied for a job as a manager, a plumber, a cleaner, a teacher. Of course, according to the text, he went to apply for a job as a cleaner at Microsoft. Number 2, the man couldn't be employed at Microsoft because he has no email address, he has a computer, he hasn't applied for the job, he already has a job. Of course, he was rejected since he has no email address. Number 3, the man bought a cart in order to transport the tomatoes, create an email, to apply for a job, and to work for Microsoft. Of course, to transfer, He bought a cart, sorry, to transport the tomatoes. Of course, not to create an email. The answer is to transport the tomatoes. Now decide if the statements are true or false. The man became the owner of a fleet of trucks after 2 months. That's false. By the end of the second year, after 2 years, he became so. Number 2, the advisor asked him for his email address to send the documents electronically. Yes. Electronically. And number 6, with the lack of technology, we can never make a difference. That's false. We can, not we can never. We can make a difference even if there is the lack of modern technology. It's not something necessary. Now we have vocabulary section. Okay, the keywords. Again, we have definitions, meaning of the words, and we should choose the word that match with each definition. Number 1, goods bought and sold in large quantities or wholesale, fleet, bulk, profit, cart, it's bulk. 2, the money that you can make in business or by selling things. Forma, cart, form, profit. Of course, it's a profit. Number 3, to increase something, multiply, repeat, exist, transfer. Of course, it's multiply. Number 4 is a vehicle with 2 or 4 wheels that is pulled by a horse. Fleet, wallet, cart, box. Of course, it's a cart. 5, a group of ships or trucks. Cart, goods. Fleet or manager, it's fleet. Number 6 means previous or past. Unemployed, astonished, several, or formal. The correct answer is formal. So here we have the definitions, okay, and the word that match with it. Now here we should choose the correct word between brackets, okay? But of course in the exam here we have a form of the exam to choose A, B, C, or D. Number 1, she had a problem in the bank, so she asked to meet. Manage, managed, manager, and managing. Of course, since she had a problem, she needs to meet a person who can help her. Manage, okay, and manage, they are verbs, okay? Managing is a noun of managing something, okay? So the correct answer is manager, is the person who you can meet to help you. Number 2, he has no money. He has been for months. Employee, employer, unemployed, and employment. Here we need a verb, verb 3, past participle. We see that in number A, employee, employer, and unemployment, they are noun. Employee and employer, they are person, and unemployed, it's the job, okay, that you have no, okay, job. So the correct answer here is unemployed, the verb 3. Number 3, life doesn't on Mars. Of course, after the auxiliary verb doesn't, we need a main verb, the base form of the verb. exist, existence, existent, existed. Here we have, okay, existence, it's a noun. Existent, adjective, and existed, it's a verb too, so we can't use any of this. The correct answer is exist. Number 4, I was when my 9-month brother could work. I was astonished, it's a verb, astonishing, astonished, and astonishment. Of course, I need an adjective. So, astonish, it's a verb, okay, astonishment, a noun, we can't choose any of this. We still have astonishing or astonished. The correct answer, I was astonished because the walking of my 9-month brother surprised me, make me surprised, make me astonished. So the walking is astonishing, but I was astonished by this, by the walking of my 9-month brother. Okay, I think that's okay, all for today's lesson. Thank you so much for watching and listening. See you in the next lesson. Goodbye.